Just a moment ago, chaos erupted in the House of Commons in a way rarely seen. MPs shouted over each other, slammed desks in frustration, and filled the chamber with sheer outrage. In the midst of this political storm stood Nigel Farage, unmoved and resolute, delivering a fiery address that sent shockwaves across the room, especially targeting the Labour benches, which fell into stunned silence. But this wasn't just political theatre, it was a direct attack with personal consequences for millions across the country. What Farage revealed could fundamentally alter the future for pensioners in the UK. The outcome of this confrontation could affect your pension payments, your eligibility for support, and how much money lands in your account every month. The drama unfolded at a rapid pace, and Farage, known for his brash and unapologetic style, did not disappoint. He came armed not just with passion, but with sharp accusations and a plan of action. He launched a scathing critique against the Labour Party, accusing them of orchestrating a quiet economic reshuffle that could result in pensioners losing hundreds or even thousands of pounds each year. His voice echoed throughout the chamber as he declared that for too long, pensioners have been treated as an afterthought. He slammed his notes onto the dispatch box, accusing Labour of betrayal and theft from the very people who built this country with decades of hard work and tax contributions. The Labour side exploded in protest. MPs jumped to their feet, waved documents, and tried to drown him out with shouts, but Farage held firm. He raised his voice even louder, cutting through the din, pointing to the millions of pensioners at home who are anxious about affording basic necessities like heating this winter. And that, he said, is where the true outrage lies, not in his word, but in the policies being quietly planned behind closed doors. His central accusation focused on potential changes to the triple lock policy, a mechanism that currently ensures state pensions rise annually by the highest of inflation, average wage growth, or 2.5%. Even a subtle shift in this policy could mean significant financial losses for pensioners already struggling with skyrocketing food and energy bills. But Farage didn't just stop at criticism. He pivoted quickly, turning his speech into a call for action. Right there in the Commons, he announced an emergency motion to protect and even strengthen the triple lock for the next 5 years. More than that, he proposed that all pensioners under a certain income threshold should automatically receive cost of living payments, no forms, no delays, no confusion. The money, he argued, should arrive in their bank accounts without bureaucracy. This, he claimed, is the respect pensioners have earned and deserve. The Chamber's reaction remained explosive. Labour MPs continued shouting accusations of fear-mongering, and one frontbencher yelled that Farage's claims were dangerous and misleading. In response, Farage held up a printed chart, raising it high above his head, declaring that the real danger was lying to the public while plotting pension cuts in secret. The Speaker of the House called for order multiple times, but the chamber refused to calm down. The significance of this clash goes beyond party politics. For pensioners at home, it's about real survival. It's about heating your home without fear, buying groceries without stress, and maintaining some dignity after a life of contribution. Farage's motion could fast-track DWP payments this winter and even unlock backdated support for those who've been struggling. He promised that no one would need to wait for letters or wrestle with endless paperwork. The money would simply arrive, when needed, for those who need it most. But Labour, facing intense pressure, struck back with their own defence. They insisted the triple lock was safe, for now. Yet when pressed to guarantee it would remain untouched for the next 5 years, not one Labour MP gave a clear, direct answer. That silence, though brief, spoke volumes. It left the chamber tense, and Conservative MPs smirked knowingly, sensing that Farage had successfully struck a nerve. Then, unexpectedly, a backbench Labour MP stood and declared across the chamber that pensioners are not political pawns, before sitting back down and shaking his head in frustration. For a fleeting moment, the noise faded, and MPs seemed to reflect on the human cost of the argument. The truth is, this isn't just about numbers and policy, it's about people. Take Margaret, For instance, a 74-year-old woman from Birmingham who wrote to her MP just last week, saying she was frightened to turn her heating on. Or George in Newcastle, who worked for 45 years, paid his taxes faithfully, and now finds it hard to afford even basic groceries. These aren't just statistics. They are the faces of the very struggle Farage was speaking to. Whether one agrees with Farage's politics or not, his speech tapped into something raw and real, a growing frustration and fear among pensioners who feel forgotten. Meanwhile, reports are emerging from inside the Department for Work and Pensions. Officials are said to be scrambling behind the scenes, already drafting potential contingency plans. There's speculation that emergency winter cost of living payments could be announced sooner than expected. And the proposed payments might extend beyond those receiving pension credit to include all pensioners below a defined income threshold. If true, this would be a massive and historic shift in support. But the big question remains, will Labour bend under this pressure? Or will they fight back harder? Sources suggest that Labour is planning to release its own pension protection proposal within the next 48 hours, hoping to shift public attention and retake control of the narrative. However, some insiders believe this is more about managing political damage than delivering genuine change. The real suspense lies in public response. Will the electorate accept Labour's reassurances, or will Farage's bold stand tip the scales and force more significant action? For you watching from home, this debate affects far more than party loyalties. It could determine your heating bill, your weekly shopping budget, and whether you live with the dignity you earned. Right now, you are not just a passive observer. You are at the very heart of one of the most passionate political battles this year. And being informed has never been more vital. Over the next few days, critical decisions will be made, decisions that may directly impact your monthly income, the financial help you receive, and how soon you receive it. Farage has vowed to pursue this issue relentlessly. He said he will raise it every day in Parliament until justice is delivered to pensioners. Labour, meanwhile, is working overtime to contain the political fallout. The DWP is on high alert, preparing for what could be significant policy announcements. And public pressure is growing by the hour. Something is going to give. It's not a question of if, but when. So stay engaged. Follow every update, every proposal, every speech. Because whether Farage emerges victorious or Labour manages to hold its ground, the outcome of this confrontation will shape the future of your pension, your security, and your standard of living for years to come. And you deserve to understand every detail as it unfolds. Because this isn't just about political sparring. This is about your life. It's about whether the country recognizes the value of those who built it. It's about the support you receive after a lifetime of service. The chamber where all this is happening isn't some far-off place, it's the stage where decisions about your well-being are being made. This is not distant drama. It's immediate, it's real, and it's personal. So stay alert, stay informed, and be ready. Because what comes next may very well reshape everything.